I am going to start with the Britney news only because it just broke. And let's face it, we need a break from Iran. That's just such a downer.
Are you saying these stories are not related? You're on the record, the Britney arrest.
I mean, time will tell.
Yes.
Time, maybe she was really upset with what she saw in Iran. So she hit the bottle.
She was listening to you and Glenn yesterday, and she was like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I got that feedback from a lot of our listeners. They also hit the bottle after listening to this whole thing. I have to say, I think the nation really cares about her. I really do. I think she's more than just a singer, pop icon. She's got 42 million followers on Instagram because we watched her grow up. So we all feel like we know her. I think a lot of us feel invested in her wellness care because we saw the conservatorship that her dad had control of for so long, and she didn't have her freedom, and she was micromanaged by, Hollywood management companies and her dad, and doesn't seem to have gotten the benefit of all of her hard work. Her wealth seemed to have evaporated into the hands of other people. And she started when she was 15 or 16. So we watched that girl with Oops, I Did It Again turn into this, and I say this lovingly, hot mess, who now we see on Instagram with these bizarre dancing videos. We're going to show you one. I've been noticing it myself lately. It pops up in your feed, and you can see kind of the deterioration with her. Sometimes she just does dancing where you're like, okay, she's dancing. And sometimes you're like, oh, wow, no, something's going wrong there. Deb, do we have one that we're going to show? Let's watch it. Basically in her underwear or a bikini. She's got the very heavy eyeliner on. She almost looked like she was doing maybe a gun motion underneath the chin. I'm not sure. It's like the finger to the bottom of the chin move. And this is what she does all the time, Emily. She just posts inappropriate videos of herself with weird dancing. It's not even great Britney Spears dancing that she's capable of. It's weird herky-jerky movements from somebody who looks drug-addled to me. She definitely looks like she's on drugs. And nobody steps in, we went from conservatorship, which was too much, to apparently no help at all, which is evident. And now that this news breaks that she's been arrested for DUI in California, her manager, I guess it is, Kate Hudson, releases the following statement. This was an unfortunate incident that is completely inexcusable. This is a statement obtained by the New York Post's page 6. Britney is going to take the right steps and comply with the law, and hopefully this can be the first step in long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life. Hopefully she can get the help and support she needs during this difficult time. Unusually good statement for a talent manager. So what do you make of her arrest now for DUI, which is slightly less severe than DWI?
Well, I was going to say exactly the same thing about that statement. It sort of presents this glass half full perspective on what just happened, because as you were pointing out, the conservatorship was, to hear Britney Spears put it at this very moving hearing when the conservatorship was on the table. She spoke in court about how, because of the conservatorship, she had been drugged against her will for many, many years. And so when I'm reading between the lines of that statement, I'm thinking, did she, with all of the drugs that she had been given, including lithium, while she was under the conservatorship for many, many years, go from having this cocktail that was given to her under that legal control to not getting at all the right off-ramp, medically, the right off-ramp from many years spent on all of those different drugs? Because I agree with you, Megyn, she's clearly on something in all of these videos that are posted regularly on her account. They're so uncomfortable. They're so sad. Everybody knows that something's wrong. People genuinely just want this woman to be happy. She is a mother. We all watched her become a mother. We've watched her as a daughter. We've watched her as a sister. Her sister is also, her little sister is also very famous. So it's just, to me, I agree. There's clearly in the videos a substance abuse problem that is then being confirmed by the fact that she just got DUI. So I hope that that's what the problem. I hope that her manager here, whoever gave the statement, is correct, that maybe this is the right step to her getting the medication sorted out.
She this via TMZ just now, they write, Britney Spears was crying while being booked in jail for alleged driving under the influence. Sources tell TMZ that Britney was very emotional while being processed at the Ventura County Sheriff's Office Wednesday night. We're told she did not act out of the ordinary, aside from crying a lot. She's 44. She was arrested in Ventura County, California. She was handcuffed by the California Highway Patrol around 9:30 p.m. last night, and she was booked by the Sheriff's Department around 3 a.m., released from jail this morning at 6 a.m. I can't believe she's 44. That's so shocking, right? Like she's kind of almost forever 16 in my mind. And she's been through a lot. I mean, the number one thing she's been through is she became a megastar in her teens, which is the absolute last thing you should want for your child. Absolute last. It never ends well. You know, look at Justin Bieber right now. It's like massive fame at any age is warping, is, I think, mentally damaging to somebody. It's why so many mega stars turn out very weird, like Michael Jackson. But massive fame at the tender age of a teenager, like a Bieber or a Spears, is almost guaranteed to seriously F you up. And so, like, we saw her with the meltdowns with the bald head and the umbrella. Then she married Kevin Federline, and that was a disaster. She heard the romance with Justin Timberlake, and then it came out that he strong-armed her into getting an abortion that she didn't want, which causes lifelong damage for a woman. I mean, you just don't overcome that. You don't want an abortion, you get one anyway. Even if you want an abortion, you get one, it can cause lifelong damage as you get older and you realize what you've done. You've killed your own child. And then just the height of the fame, the control of the managers, the father, and so on. Here's Kevin Federline. Just this past October, he wrote a tell-all book, and he went on with Piers Morgan. Listen here.
I understand that this hurts and the truth hurts and all of that, and that is not what I want. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to put a perspective on it and show people that help is needed now because time is running out.
And when you say time is running out, what do you mean?
It's exactly what it sounds like. I don't want my kids waking up having to deal with the unimaginable.
Their mother might die.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the father of her two sons. I think we all have that fear, right? I mean, you can't look at her in those videos and not have that fear.
And you mentioned Michael Jackson. I think that's a fear people had with Michael Jackson and other celebrities too, who unfortunately their lives ended too soon, where you see this playing out in real time. It's obvious. So no surprise that he said that. Your point about the mega fame is so important. I mean, she's somebody who was literally in the Mickey Mouse Club. And this is like smack my generation. I remember buying Oops, I Did It Again when I was pretty young, and she was put forward in the press as this all-American girl. She ended up really having the worst of both worlds, of this like last gasp of celebrity monoculture where there were true mega celebrities. Now there are still very famous people for Gen Z, like Billie Eilish. Just about everybody knows who Billie Eilish is, but there's so much more siloed culture that she was really like one of the last big monoculture celebrities who was this multi-million dollar business, dare I say like multi-billion dollar business that was around her. The tabloid culture, like you mentioned, the age of Perez Hilton blogging, where he was, scribbling on the pictures. So she's right at that period, and now she's in this period of social media where she ostensibly has control over her accounts, which is not something that ever happened in the 90s or the early aughts. Everything was funneled through a team, and it is for many celebrities still, but clearly not on her Instagram. So she's splitting these two eras in a way that I think is heart-wrenching, because she was sold as this all-American girl who was living the dream from Louisiana. So talented, gets plucked out of small-town Louisiana, just a normal, typical American family, thrust into mega stardom, very sexualized, and now we're seeing it all up close.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at spot price. Okay, $20,000 got you 33 ounces. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth about $165,000. That would have been a very good investment. And that's why so many smart Americans do diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. They're thinking about what's going to happen in the next 20 years. And it's also why you should consider buying gold from Birch Gold Group. For thousands of years, gold has been a store of wealth. And today, it is a crucial part of any balanced strategy. Even better, Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered retirement account in gold. All you have to do is text MK to the number 989898, and that will give you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation. It's just useful information from which you can make a decision. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Again, text MK to 989898 today. She didn't just rise to fame like a Bieber, where that would have been damaging enough. But young women like Britney, I mean, she was a girl. She was 15 or 16, very hypersexualized. I mean, look at the video for that "Oops, I Did It Again" video.
The Baby One More Time one.
All midriff.
Where she's in the schoolgirl outfit.
Where it was like,
yeah.
Yes, fulfilling like the weird fantasies of God knows how many men staring at this actual like 15 or 16-year-old girl. And let's face it, her parents were fine with it. I realize Britney was probably fine with it too, but she's the minor. That's why you have parents. Kids make dumbass decisions all the time. I was thinking about it this winter as we heard these terrible decisions about kids dying because during the terrible snowstorms, they tied their sleds up to like a friend's Jeep or a friend's ATV and died. And the teenagers do dumb things all the time. They don't have a good feel for what's existential. That's why they have parents, who are supposed to step in and watch out for them. And I'm sorry, but Britney Spears' parents, the mother seemed to be enjoying the daughter's fame and fortune, and the father times 1,000. He was like, he couldn't keep his hands off of her fortune or her life, except to actually parent her, except to actually make sure she didn't have that gaping hole inside of her that made her think wealth and celebrity was going to make her feel whole, right? That was something he seemed to have missed all the way up to when she had the performance, the residency in Las Vegas. And he seemed to be putting her out there every night, addled and unwell, but like sticking the, adrenaline in the horse at the racetrack. Like, get out there and fucking run while the checks were cashing. And now you see her alone. That's one thing you noticed in all these videos, Emily. She's always alone. She looks like no one's tended to her. She kind of looks like a ragamuffin, as my mom would call me on the days I didn't brush my hair. And it's sad. You want somebody to step in. I almost feel like the DUI could be good because, as the manager put it, like maybe now with the public humiliation that she's clearly going to suffer because she knows. I mean, this is the lead on CNN. It was the lead on our show today. If I got a DUI, it would make the news because I'm a public figure, but it wouldn't be the lead on a bunch of news channels. I mean, that's unique to Britney, and it's a bad thing for her short term, but it might be a good thing for her long term.
You know what's interesting? I just thought of this. Justin Timberlake is fighting Sag Harbor right now, so to prevent releases from his own DUI from coming out a couple of years ago. That's almost like a tragic.
And he's another child star.
Yes, and I think Gen Z doesn't understand exactly how that couple affected popular culture, how like massive the fact that those two were a couple was for both of their like hashtag brands, which wasn't really a thing at the time, but that was so significant. And the sexualization of Britney Spears was happening really in tandem with that. They were both in the Mickey Mouse Club, and as they grew up, it reminds me so much of what you've covered with the information we've learned behind the scenes of Nickelodeon about Amanda Bynes and Drake Bell. The things that were happening behind the scenes in the 90s and early aughts was just utterly disgusting. It was abusive. We should say that it's abusive. With Britney Spears, we can see it happening within the last decade. Your point about her dad, who is basically treating her as, this is a strong word, a slave, drugging her, making her go perform, and then taking the money for himself. And this is all within like the last decade. So it would be, in retrospect, crazy for us to expect Britney Spears to get out of that conservatorship and just be fine. I haven't seen this woman lucid in probably 20 years. Seriously. And when she was lucid, you see how sweet she was. The fact that she was crying at the police station just cuts so deep
I know.
because she's always.
I know, it makes me want to swoop in there and help her
know.
personally. Like I think she should come live with my family and me for like 6 months. I feel like we could really help her.
I love that.
I feel like she needs like strong, positive influences in her life and something other than drugs to fill her up and stupid, provocative Instagram videos and clicks or likes to fill her up. You mentioned the Nickelodeon thing. So yes, what Nickelodeon has done to a generation of child stars is absolutely disgusting and filthy. And we've covered it a lot on the shows you point out. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.